Have you ever noticed that sometimes people enter your life who, at first glance, seem incredibly kind? They smile at you, show warmth, and sometimes even lend a helping hand. But as time goes on, you suddenly start to feel that something isn't quite right in this relationship. It's as if you're tied by an invisible thread, and that thread slowly starts to tighten around you. At that very moment, you must ask yourself, if this person is truly a friend, why do I feel more and more drained around them? Why can't I be myself when I'm with them? If this question feels familiar to you, then what we're about to discuss in this video is of vital importance. Today, I will share with you 5 key signs that reveal you're dealing with a malicious person. And as we explore these signs, we'll draw upon the profound wisdom of Stoic philosophers from thousands of years ago. Because the Stoics teach us that in this life, protecting your inner peace and energy is essential. If you want to learn how to shield yourself from toxic individuals, make sure to watch this video until the end. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do it now, so we can learn Stoic wisdom and life lessons together and cultivate a strong spirit. If you're ready, let's begin. Sign number 1. How can you truly know a person? By what they say or by what they do? The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, if you want to understand who a person is, look at their behavior, not their words. This is a simple yet incredibly powerful truth, because malicious people know this all too well. They understand that most people instinctively believe words first. That's why they approach you with sweet talk. Sometimes they drown you in compliments. Other times they show concern just to earn your trust. But this facade doesn't last forever. That's why we must pay close attention. Is there harmony between their actions and their words? Let's look at a few concrete examples. They say they respect you, yet they gossip behind your back. True respect is proven in your absence, not with flattery, but with genuine integrity. They say they want the best for you, yet constantly try to control your decisions and manipulate you. If someone discourages your freedom to choose, that is not kindness. It is an attempt to control. They say they support you, but when you succeed, they either remain silent or show envy. True support brings joy. Envy reveals a dark intent. Why are these behaviors such important signals? Because words can be easily changed, but actions reveal a person's true intentions. Marcus Aurelius offered another deep insight. Don't focus on what someone says, observe what they do, for actions are the language of intentions. If you start noticing these contradictions in their behavior, that's a major red flag. It's telling you, be careful. This person's intentions are not as pure as they seem. The Stoics teach us that a person's true character is revealed through their actions. If you want to truly know someone, don't listen to how they speak, observe how they live. And if this alignment is missing, there's a good chance you're dealing with someone with ill intentions. Keeping your distance from such individuals is one of the most important ways to preserve your inner peace. Sign number 2. Do you constantly feel guilty around this person? Have you ever been in a relationship where you always feel guilty? No matter what you do, it never seems good enough. You can't seem to satisfy them. They find fault in everything. In their eyes, you are always wrong. If you've experienced this, be very clear, you are dealing with a malicious person. One of their favorite manipulation tactics is to burden you with guilt. But why do they do this? Because when a person feels guilty, they become defenseless. Guilt is one of the heaviest and most toxic emotions psychologically. And once someone triggers this feeling in you, they gain the power to control your thoughts and behavior. Now, let's take a look at some of the typical phrases they use. If you don't do this for me, you're a bad person. This is a subtle message. If you go against my wishes, you are no longer a good person. Here, you're not given a real choice. Either you please them by giving up your freedom, or you are branded as guilty. Ask yourself, am I doing this because I genuinely want to, or because I'm afraid of feeling guilty? You've disappointed me. You always ruin everything. The purpose of this statement is simple: to make you constantly doubt yourself and lower your self-worth. When you hear such words, ask yourself, is this an objective evaluation, or is it manipulation designed to turn me against myself? Do I really have to live under this image of always disappointing someone, or do I have the right to learn and grow from my mistakes? You never understand me. You never do anything for me. This is an emotional pressure tactic designed to make you feel unjustly guilty. Ask yourself, is it really true that I do nothing? Or are my efforts being dismissed? Because their demands are endless and designed to control me. If my efforts are constantly diminished, is this relationship even healthy? I'm in this situation because of you. This phrase is used to shift blame onto you. Be mindful. Are you truly responsible? Or are they unfairly placing blame on you to excuse their own choices and outcomes? You're not like other people. You'll never make me happy. This is meant to make you feel inadequate and unworthy. Ask yourself, am I truly responsible for someone else's happiness? If I constantly feel guilty for their emotional state, is this a healthy relationship? These kinds of statements over time lead to psychological exhaustion and loss of self-confidence. If you recognize these patterns, this is a clear warning sign. The Stoics remind us, to play by someone else's game is to lose yourself.
So be aware of such manipulative tactics and refuse to engage in these games.
You are responsible only for your own actions and thoughts. Do not carry the unfair burdens that others try to place upon you. Never forget this. If someone is constantly trying to make you feel guilty, this is a very serious red flag. This is not a normal relationship. This is psychological control and manipulation. What should you do in such situations? Never accept these manipulative games. Remember, your inner freedom is your greatest value. Never allow yourself to shoulder someone else's emotional baggage. Will they be upset if you refuse? Let them be upset, but remember, no one has the right to make you feel guilty at every turn. This must be your clear boundary. One of the most common traits of malicious people is that they always play the victim, especially in critical situations. Let's consider this as sign number 3. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "A truly strong person makes no excuses and does not run from responsibility." But for malicious individuals, this principle is completely foreign and difficult to accept. They constantly blame everyone and everything for their problems, failures, and even for other people's unhappiness. This is their favorite defense mechanism. By adopting the role of the victim, they avoid responsibility and escape facing their inner weaknesses. For example, to shift the blame for their failures, they often say things like, "They forced me to do it. No one understands me. There's no justice in this world. I'm just a victim." These are not genuine expressions of truth. They are excuses used by malicious people to avoid taking responsibility. Such individuals will never truly admit their mistakes, and their problems remain unresolved, because in their mind, someone else is always to blame. This behavior is the exact opposite of personal growth and genuine transformation. They blame others for their own unhappiness. To do this, they often use phrases like, "If you had supported me, I would be a better person. Your attitude towards me made me this way." These statements are laced with psychological manipulation. They make you feel as though you are somehow responsible for someone else's happiness. This is extremely dangerous because it leads to the erosion of your personal boundaries, your sense of self-worth, and your rights as an individual. Such people constantly justify their bad behavior by blaming others. You'll often hear them say, "I became this way because I was hurt so much. My past shaped me. I can't change." These ideas are nothing more than excuses for avoiding responsibility, disguised as self-pity. But Stoic philosophy teaches us that a person's greatest strength lies in their ability to control their inner world, their reactions, their choices, and their behavior. The past should never be used as an excuse for the future. Unfortunately, such individuals frequently use the victim narrative even in their relationships. By constantly placing their problems on your shoulders and trying to control their life through you, they create a situation where you experience psychological strain, inner anxiety, stress, and even depression. Being in such a relationship can gradually cause you to lose your inner energy, zest for life, and even your personal boundaries. The Stoics give us a clear message. Each person is the captain of their own life, meaning you alone have the power to take responsibility for your life and make changes. Instead of trying to carry someone else's victimhood or false responsibilities, you must protect your boundaries and safeguard your inner freedom. If you choose to remain in contact with such people, remember this: their change is their own decision, not your burden to carry. Do not lose yourself in trying to fix them. True strength lies in taking responsibility, protecting your personal boundaries, and remaining the captain of your own life. Sign metaphor. Malicious people always seek to exploit the weaknesses of others. Rather than building genuine strength or influence, they latch onto the vulnerabilities of others to make themselves appear powerful. This is actually a reflection of their inner weakness, fear, and insecurity. They carefully observe and analyze you. What wounds or traumas do you carry? Wounds that may have scarred your soul for years, perhaps childhood insults, family conflicts, painful losses. What insecurities or self-doubts do you have? Maybe you feel you're not good enough. Worry about your appearance, your education, or your ability to navigate social situations. In what situations do you show weakness? During stress, in moments of difficulty, or when you struggle to manage your emotions? Once they identify these weaknesses, they begin to use them as psychological weapons. How? Let's look at some simple examples. They attack you directly. It's so easy to find your weak spot. You always make the same mistakes. You'll never change. Such words are meant to create feelings of self-doubt and shame within you. They subtly plant negative suggestions. It's perfectly normal for you to feel this way, because you're really weak in this area. The goal of this statement is to make you believe in your weakness and start questioning yourself. Sometimes they betray your trust. If you've confided a personal secret, they will share it with others, putting you in a difficult and humiliating position. This leads to increased psychological pressure, not only in your personal relationship with them, but also in your wider social circle. As a result, staying around such a person can deliver a serious blow to your self-worth and emotional well-being. The moment you start to feel this, it is crucial to step back from the relationship and begin to restore your inner strength. The Stoic perspective on this situation is very different. The goal is not to hide your weaknesses, but to accept and understand them. This is a deeply courageous and powerful step. Being honest with yourself, seeing your weaknesses clearly, and not denying them. This is where the process of inner healing begins. Work on your weaknesses, turn them into strengths. Don't view your weaknesses as a source of negative energy, but rather as an opportunity for growth. Now here is sign number 5. When you are around such people, you feel that you cannot truly be yourself. Do you know what is one of the greatest freedoms in life? It is the freedom to simply be yourself. There is profound wisdom behind this idea. If you find that you cannot be your natural self around someone, if you constantly censor yourself, if you carefully weigh your words and actions, this is already a serious warning sign. Sometimes this happens in subtle ways, and you might not even notice it at first. You hesitate to openly express your thoughts in conversation. You try to speak and act in ways that will please the other person. Even your laughter feels forced because you are afraid to laugh genuinely. You constantly question yourself. Can I say this? How will they react if I behave this way? What if I upset them? These are signs that your freedom is beginning to erode. Why does this happen? Because malicious people want to dominate your energy. They want for you to lose touch with your authentic self. For you to rely not on your inner voice, but on their approval. For you to live according to their expectations and constantly seek to please them. In reality, this is a form of psychological enslavement. They are trying to mold you into the version of yourself that they want. And the more you feel this happening, the more your self-respect and confidence begin to weaken. The Stoics remind us, If you lose your true nature, you also lose the meaning of your life. In other words, if you cannot express your true thoughts freely, if you cannot share your genuine emotions openly, if you cannot live by your own values, then you are no longer living your own life, but someone else's script. So how can you protect yourself from such people? Ask yourself, who am I when I'm around this person? Am I my true self, or just the version they want me to be? If you constantly feel tense and pressured, it's time to take a hard look at the relationship and reevaluate it. Remember this: if you cannot be yourself in a relationship, that relationship is not helping you grow. It is only making you smaller. And the Stoic perspective teaches us that walking away from such relationships is not an act of weakness. It is the highest form of courage. My friends, on the journey of life, we will meet all kinds of people. Some will uplift us and fill us with energy, while others will drain our energy. Stoic philosophy teaches us this simple yet profound truth. Always prioritize your inner peace above all else, and keep your distance from toxic individuals. Keep in mind the 5 signs we discussed today. Remember, to live like a Stoic is to protect your inner strength and tranquility. So don't hesitate to step away from malicious and self-centered people, and instead, invite into your life those who will help you grow and flourish. Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. Sending you my best wishes, and from Stoic Master.